Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to another Moment of Truth podcast. Now, I've not done these in a while. I've sat back, kept my cool, but you got some individuals that think it's so funny and cute, they want to put my name in their chats, say stuff right behind my back. And to me, I think it's kind of funny how you guys say that you guys are not the drama causers, but we got living proof that by a certain individual that told us that you guys are still mentioning, dropping my name, Ryan Storm's name, KD's name in your all's little chat, thinking it's cute and funny, but it shows how much of a stupid, in the words of Jimmy Uso and Jey Uso, what they said to Paul Heyman, it makes you all look like a bunch of dumbasses. Now, I'm going to tune this show up here because I'm going to let one of the men speak the truth. Whoever wants to go first, don't matter to me who goes first, who goes last. I got two of the men in here that their names was dropped on. KD, which is King Dominator, and Ryan Storm. Which one you guys want to go first on the Moment of Truth podcast?
I gotta say, it's funny how they say that they can move on, but they continue to fan bullshit every month. Like I've seen them before it makes them a hypocrite. They state they're going to move on, but they continue the same bullshit every time. It's like a broken record. Literally, a broken record. They can't control what's in their lives. They do the same shit over and over again. And bringing up my name as usual. Why? I get on things and it's never open. My name's out of their mouth. Otherwise, I'll have to take a broom up and smack all your asses in the face. But I'm going to have time. Let's talk. I have a lot to say. Consider the fact that all they want to do is, put the bad guy when I'm either defending myself and defending the people that, they like to trash talk, put them down. Pathetic. Truly pathetic. And we have to go through all these situations every time. We have to bring up the situation because they don't know when to shut them their damn mouth. So pathetic. Let's not forget that. Somebody went to making calls all the time. Remember that, CJ?
Oh, God.
Why the balls your man? No, I'm sure everybody else can know. You just kind of know that your man doesn't have balls. And you know what? To be honest, I am not surprised. So, golly, like, I try to have, my be very positive and everything, but, I try not to bring them up because, they're not even in my league and they never will be my league. That's why I'm better than them. In so many ways, I'm better than them. But since we're here in the moment of truth, why not? I guess it's the time and place necessary to speak my mind and say what I have to. Pretty much. They're a bunch of fraud. Yeah. Everything that they are, because when I'm a king, they're peasants. That's what they are. And, I like to call people that like to call themselves a king when they're not one, I call them a peasant because that's what they are. And then, peasants for the rest of their lives. He's the biggest peasant of them all. Yeah. So he can just continue to say the same shit over and over again. Oh, you can't this up, I'll do another talk show or whatever. Like, you're like thinking that we're afraid of you? Please. We want to move on and settle on stuff, and yet you guys continue to bring our name up. Because you can't stand the fact that we're actually growing. Our friendship is actually real. Ever since PG moved on and went where we are at now, it's gotten better. Way much better. No drama. We were chilling. We were doing your happy house. You know, friendship. We become friends with people. You know, put the fingers on who said, or she said, bullshit. None of that shit. You know, because we trust each other nowadays. Because we don't have people trying to, stir the pot and try to, bring in the drama. Right.
And here's the thing what KD was saying. You know, it's kind of funny how you do DJ Chaotic wrong by moving him out of the chat because he finally saw the bullshit that we all been preaching on for years. That you are all the toxic ones. You are the dumbass ones. You are the guys that keeps the drama going. What, like KD's mentioned. We've not mentioned you. We've done our own thing. We've tried to move on, but you guys keep poking the bear with the stick every single little childish axe out of your asses. And I'm going to go off here before I let Ron have the mic, because I'm pretty sure Ron's going to put a storm bomb that's probably going to butt hurt a bunch of haters and viewers here. But here's the thing that I'm going to get to. You keep saying that, oh, don't make me do another podcast because you ain't going to like it. Dude, let me tell you something. If you could be faithful to your podcasts like you do your girlfriends, it would actually be a good listening and viewership. But we already know how that goes because KD's already mentioned once, and I'm going to repeat the old saying KD has mentioned before. You can't even be faithful to Jesus. So how you going to fit in Christianity and read your Bible because you can't even be faithful to one person, let alone go stalk your ex and keep your nose right where it don't need to belong. Shots fired. That's called shoot the shit hell broth forth. Now, if Ryan's got anything to say, Ryan, you have the floor.
Well, where do we start? We start off with this, why don't you keep my name out of your fucking mouths? Because if I have to come around here again and say something to keep my name out of your fucking mouths, you ain't gonna like it. And you will sit there and you will like it. Point blank storm will bomb thrown to the biggest elephant asshole in the fucking room. Because I'm not going to take it. And whatever past you have, Devin, whatever little past you remember, it's in a little cardboard box of yours, you might as well throw it away. Because whatever it was you remembered, I ain't going to fucking remember it. Because, unlike you said, move on, the past is the past, and keep it that way. Well, guess what? I buried it in the backyard, and I kept it buried in the backyard because I wanted it there. And for whatever it was, I would have forgot about it. It's buried in the backyard, and whatever I bury in the backyard, guess what, asshole? It stays there. Because I'm not going to have some bitch come up to tell me whatever it was. To be the big bitch, whoever it is, to tell me to forget the past and he ain't gonna do it himself. That's bullshit. Believe me. So you're just that bitch and stupid fucker, as my mom would say, to bring it up. What? What are we playing? I ain't playing no games. You must be, but I don't. Because whatever it was, I done forgot about it, and even if you told me it, I ain't gonna remember it, so there's no reason to carry that garbage and bullshit with you. And whatever you have with me, you have mine as well. Just not bring it up to me, because I ain't got time for that shit. And I don't need a certain ice cubicles to even bring up to anything to me. And I ain't got time for his ass.
And it's a good
And I
thing
ain't
that
got
you
no time for Feck either.
it's a good thing that you brought those names up, Ron, because I was going to get to that point. You see, Iceman, the reason why you're so pissed by removing DJ Chaotic out of the group chat is because DJ Chaotic found out what kind of person you was. Just like me, KD, Ryan, Nixon, everybody else in our crew we have now has figured out what kind of a toxic asshole you really are and what kind of a true colors you exposed yourself to be. You know, it's sad right now listening to you run your mouth in another chat about us when pretty much like KD and Ryan said, when we've been doing our own thing, we've not started nothing. We've been doing this and that and the other. And no, you got to keep on pushing the barrel. You got to keep on putting my name, just like, you know, my name's like a famous word because you're all wrestling fans of CJ Mondo, because you can't stand the fact I've been more successful in QPW than I have been in that shit show ON fucking W, and I fucking said it. And don't go on your fucking show and try to fucking take my logos like a little fucking stupid ass, or should I say, in the words of Roman Reigns to Paul Heyman, like a bunch of dumbasses. Because we already know the truth, Broski. You get mad because everybody knows the truth about you. Everybody knows exactly what you do, who you are, because you are a liar and manipulator. You are all these things into one. You try your best to say that you got the heart and soul of everything, but when it comes down to it, Broski, QPW makes ONW look like a shit show. Shots fired by Mondo. And I'm going to turn it over to KD or Ryan, whoever wants to put their intake, but the floor is theirs.
So, you know, I think that, you know, ever since you do that Toho, I had a better career in every defense on the photo. They've been mistreating me. Now, W. They don't, but they treated me with respect. Dignity. Honor. They didn't put my sister in handicap matches or, you know, try to run the overalls and make me look weak. Nah, they respected me. They didn't put it like, you know, joke. That's why I have the defense that actually put me in matches that are actually a fair match and not no bullshit, not no one-sided unfair opponent. Because that's what I'm doing first. Really looking at that shithole. And it was ridiculous because I couldn't even have a legit career for myself. The way I should want it, the way I, you know, imagine it or vision it. Because, you know, they want to, you know, disrespect my character. And, I mean, shit, let's not forget, I brought in one character in that one company, Ragnar, which, by the way, how big is that? Ragnar, no, he's doing it. You know, he was Ragnar saying that. Yeah, but remember that? You had Ragnar at once upon a time on a new show, but you didn't like him because he was so dominant and so damn low-key. And he had made the whole storyline that we didn't go along with for the good community. So, you know, yeah, made him continue after that guy. But yeah, storyline-wise, makes him the son of Ragnar Jones. The Viking King, or the Viking brother. Right. But, you know, my point is that, he was jealous of Ragnar because he was dominating with nobody will take it from him. So what did he do? Act like a little bit of fucking put down his overall and make sure he was weak enough for people to beat him. I was seeing right through him the whole time. I didn't want to, you know, escalate it more because I was trying to do bounty ball and bullshit years back ago. I mean, 2 years ago.
21. Things that years ago. Things like we knew that he was a this whole time. Once an asshole, always an asshole. Remember that. Always a thing. So, yeah. He just acted like the dude I wouldn't bow to it. That's why it's this way. Because you know about it. I don't bow to a no ass motherfucker like him. You have that. That's how it's gonna be. You don't like it? Do something. Don't ask.
You heard it from King Dominator. And you see, here's the thing about this. I tried being nice. I've tried to literally give you the hint that I did not want to. I thought you would say on your own podcast, apparently you don't practice what you preach because you say leave the past behind, but you don't want to stop the bullshit, apparently. Because you and Iceman, the two biggest ass clowns, I'm going to say it because I don't give a shit about Iceman. Iceman was nothing to me. Iceman's the same person that dated a 16-year-old when he was in his 30s. So what exactly would that make Iceman 3000? That's what I would call a pedophile. Dating somebody younger than you that is not the legal age of 18. The question is about this, though. You guys trying to cover it up. You know, Ron Storm made a good point about this, too. Every time that we do a podcast, it's like you guys have to cover the tracks. Oh, we got to answer back because the truth's been exposed. The truth's been exposed. The truth's been exposed. You know why that is? Because you know that if we expose the truth and the people like us that see the fake bullshit phonies through the curtain knows the real you, your empire is going to fall like Babylon, and that's if you're smart enough to pick up the book you actually say that you read, which I highly doubt it because, like I said, you couldn't be faithful to Jesus, number one. And number two, in the words of KD, you pretty much tried to start Wafina when Wafina pretty much didn't want nothing to do with you. So, not my problem. That's what I would call a you problem. And here's another man that I'm going to let speak here on this podcast that you done wrong. You should know him by DJ Chaotic. DJ, you have the floor.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, where do I begin and where do I start with this whole madness of OMW? For starters, if we go back in the vault a little bit here, CJ, I can pretty much say this. How do you not utilize your own cause? For one. Others cause for one. And it's like, let's put this real in perspective here. Because in general, you wouldn't be a show if other creators wasn't involved with the show, if I'm not mistaken, others, right?
Pretty much.
Now, with that being said, you gotta look at this in the terms of the technical here. Okay, let's put this for example. Here's the Brawlsies at the top of the throne. Then you have your Chaotic Kingdom members, which is mine. You have you, CJ, you have Ryan, and then you have KD. But in layman's terms, who's really at the top of the pecking order on anybody's defense if your cause are at the top tier of the ladder? You can't make legends if you're not utilizing other cause to build your cause to be the dominant force. Keep in mind, fellas, this is apparently the CR, like you think your show is the CRBO. You have minor shows like mine and others that has way more attraction, but ultimately they don't see the attraction because of oversaturation of people running shows at the same time. That's almost like me saying this. Me and you, CJ, are running the show at the same time, but how can we get the viewership between both our shows if both our shows are running at the same time? You stomp on the toes of an E-Fed who's running their show at the same time. That's almost like saying you're cock blocking their viewership for yours.
And that's where the truth gets exposed. I'm going to let DJ expose more truth here, so you got the floor.
Now, let's put this for example. Here you have X show here, X show over here, X show over here. Now, you started your show at, say, for example, 7 o'clock. I started my show promptly around 8, like my normal time. We just put time as an example here. But now, you have your show at 7, my show is at 8. But then they stick their show right in between at 7:30 and expecting people to come join their show, and they message people to come join. But if you say you're in the middle of the show, they want you to stop your show to come view theirs. Where's the respect and loyalty for another E-Fed owner? Where is that exact truth to the measure of E-Fed owner having the respect for their show and their viewership, but you want to steal other people's viewership for your personal gain? Make that make sense. Because in most cases, you would have to you'd be desperate to get attention off of other people's viewership. Now, how is it that you have so many creators that have took the time and luxury to build their call, to make their call feel relevant and known, ultimately to lose to a Broski? Let's be real. How many times have any of our calls been in action with one of theirs to be an overpowered, oversaturated match? And let's not even get me started on AI settings. AI settings determines the ultimate factor in a match, if I'm not mistaken. Am I wrong to say that your settings is trash? Or do I have a legitimate gripe about that? Let's be real. Because we all have settings that were catered to our E-Fed. We all have settings that's catered and overalls that's designed for our E-Feds. Like say, for example, CJ, if you ran a 92 overall setting or 90 overall setting, and you told call creators that these were the overall requirements to join your E-Fed, if they didn't abide by those rules, what would you do?
Well, I don't care. Well, the way I do my E-Fed is simple. I don't have.
No, I'm just saying, in general, with that layout that I mentioned, how would you handle that?
Well,
if that was your exact settings,
it would be easy. I would not make a stupid ass rule such as that.
I'm just saying, but certain E-Feds do have that. That's what I'm getting at.
I mean, the way I look at it is, you put the overall you want on it, and we're gonna roll with it. That's just how I operate.
Exactly, because like anybody who runs there, like some people run there as 100 overall, some people run there at 95. The overall is everything. But your AI settings should be the ultimate factor for a realistic E-Fed. And that overall AI is the see-all, be-all to any E-Fed and why they attract the people they attract. Now, I'm not judging, I'm not criticizing, I'm not trying to be this one-way person that will be the butthurt or whatever they like to call it, bitter person. I'd rather come to a defense where everybody gets treated with respect. And the key word I said there, CJ, respect.
That's the problem where some people don't have the respect. So this is the Moment of Truth podcast. We're going to go with the flow here as I'm going to end it because DJ said what he had to say. But if you fire back on a podcast on your all's channel and basically try to cover up the truth, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. I'm not going to be the one going live next. There's going to be somebody that's going to be going live that's pretty much going to put you on blast that you ain't going to be able to recover from. So I would think about your next strategies before you try to play checkmate with somebody that's already made the moves for you, that's pretty much put you... It's like a game of checkers and chess. You've not made the right moves to sacrifice your own selves from elimination. You guys are pretty much throw dumb moves, and it's cost you every single time. And it's only because of your lack of knowledge and your lack of leadership behind the role. Because, when I was over the whole program of the network, we had a smooth thing going. We had everything going to plan. Nobody was bullying nobody, but you had to bring one individual in, the stupid fucking dumb ass clique that I told you that when he left, hell would come. But no, you didn't want to listen to me. You basically said, oh, I don't have to listen to CJ. I don't have to do this. I don't have to do that. In the words of John Cena, I'm going to quote it as best. Now I want this. Now I want that. Now I want this. Y'all act like a bunch of dumbass kids over a cotton candy picking farm looking like who's going to eat the last Willy Wonka chocolate bar. You can shove that sumbitch so high and dry and shove that candy, fruity, pooby, Fredo, pooby, dumb shit O&W so far up your asses, and maybe you can get a better results. Now for that, I'm going to let Ron have a last words before we end this segment.
Well, I don't think there's a lot been said, but, making a stipulation, if you leave a call or bleep without saying a word and all that, you go for a title. That is a dumb and word that he doesn't like, but I'll use it towards you guys and not him and these people here with me. It's retarded and stupid. So why even bother making that? You guys are just making it a toxic place to be. Why do you think some of you had a tough time with me? Because you never liked it the way I told it and the way it was going to be, and I told you the way it was going to be. But you guys didn't bother to listen or believe me, did you? Well, the joke's on you guys because it was stupid.
And
to even make that shit.
And I gotta agree with you on one part, Ron. It's going back to like the game of chess and checkers. You pretty much made dumb moves where you can't get your stars back that had the viewership to pull in for your program, but what did you do? Like Ron said, you played some stupid moves with your chessboards, and now you're fucked yourselves. So that's not on me, that's not on KD, that's not on DJ, that's on you guys for being, in the words of Chris Jericho, my favorite AEW wrestler of all time, that's some bad moves from bad creative, and you know it. And that's what we're going to end this podcast with here on the Moment of Truth podcast. Hell brought forth.